Good morning. Still a day away from the Washington washout. Markets are a bit more optimistic this week, Tuesday 19th. Finance breakdown. With President-elect Biden electing crypto ham Gary Gensler to the SEC and big tech crusader Rohit Chopra to the Consumer Protection Bureau, U.S. markets are beginning to feel the brunt of the season. Stocks ended lower yesterday, led by the Nasdaq's 0.87% drop. The Russell actually managed to gain 0.4, again possibly still on the breeze of Biden's boating stimulus plan. The only data in yesterday from North America was Canada's housing starts at 228.3 thousand. A kilo and a half less than in November, but still better than anticipated. Later this afternoon, manufacturing and wholesale sales. For now, we can see the Canadian dollar falling less dramatically than its U.S. counterpart. We have a cross below the moving average last night, but that bullish engulf at the end, and an oversold RSI turning positive could be seen as a retracement ending. In Europe, indices were relatively up yesterday, except for Holland's AEX, which lost 0.22% alongside the FTSE. In the UK, the Industry Confederation has asked the government for another $10.3 billion in emergency aid. Again, not much data to go on except Italy's consumer inflation, which remains at a disappointing minus 0.2% year-on-year for December. Germany will reporting its CPI this morning with economic sentiment at 10. For the Euro-USD, we're still looking at a downward channel. The overbought RSI seems to be in agreement, so that this morning's strength in the euro could just be temporary, unless, of course, we break significantly above the channel. This morning's new car registration in both the UK and Germany increased significantly month on month. And Germany's consumer inflation managed to climb into a positive 0.5% month-on-month in December, so we should wait and see. Asia this morning is bleeding somewhat, the Shenzhen losing 1.75%. The Hang Seng, on the other hand, doing nicely at a 2.18% rise, and the Nikkei is also recovering with 1.39%. The Australian dollar yesterday rose on China's economic data, but it seems to be having a hard time with the 772 resistance level, and that's despite overnight doubling in home sales to over 32% month-on-month. Consumer sentiment's out at 11:30 GMT, but beware the northern wind. China's central bank will be determining its prime loan rate 2 hours later. In oil this morning, we're seeing a noticeable widening of the Brent WTI spread as the former adds over 0.5%, while crude is still quivering around the flat line. With economic recovery on the horizon, institutionals are beginning to look into the global benchmark, which we can see here converging on its moving average. But we can see that WTI is pretty close behind, especially with swiftly recovering Chinese demand for anything combustible. In earnings, Logitech yesterday provided a tripling in earnings per share year-on-year to $2.45 as sales increased by 85% to $1.067 billion, doubling expectations. Big names reporting today include Goldman, Bank of America, Netflix, and Interactive Brokers in the U.S., and Alstom in Paris. Finally, the corporate world has a new car company, Stellantis, which combines Fiat, Chrysler, and Peugeot to form significant competition against Toyota and Volkswagen. Shares launched yesterday and were up 80% on their release, putting the company's market cap at $51 billion. Well, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow and we'll be able to see if any of these earnings are moving the markets. For now, bye.